Muthuri sat in the clearing, his body drenched in rain, his heart steady. The fire had come and gone, testing his patience. He had waited, trusted, and survived. Now Ntomarete stood before him, his old eyes filled with wisdom. "You have waited through hunger," the elder said. "You have resisted temptation. You have endured the flames." Muthuri nodded, his body weak but his spirit stronger than ever. "Then why?" Ntomarete continued, stepping closer. "Do you still look restless?" Muthuri frowned. "Restless?" Ntomarete chuckled softly. "You believe you have finished your test. You are waiting for your reward." Muthuri swallowed hard. It was true. He had done everything the elder had asked. Surely the Great Antelope would return now. The elder shook his head. "The greatest test is not just patience in suffering. It is patience in the unknown." Muthuri's stomach twisted. Had he learned nothing? Ntomarete reached into his robe and pulled out a small clay bowl. It was filled with murky water. "Take this," the elder said. "Walk to the highest point of the hill, but do not spill a single drop." Muthuri blinked. That was all. Compared to starvation, fire, and spirits whispering in the night, this seemed almost easy. He took the bowl, steadying it in his hands. Then, slowly, he rose. His legs screamed in protest, his body weak from days without food, but he forced himself forward. Step by step, he climbed the steep, rocky hill. The wind pushed against him, the ground uneven beneath his feet. His arms trembled as he focused on the water. One wrong move, one misstep, and he would spill it all. But he pushed forward, his breath ragged, his mind focused on the task. Finally, after what felt like hours, he reached the top of the hill. He exhaled in relief, looking down at the bowl. Not a single drop had spilled. He turned, ready to call for Ntomarete, but the elder was already there, watching him with knowing eyes. "Tell me," the elder said, "what did you see on your way up?" Muthuri frowned. "Nothing. I was focused on the water." Ntomarete nodded. "And if you had not been carrying the bowl?" Muthuri hesitated. He looked around for the first time, and what he saw stole his breath away. From the hilltop, the entire forest stretched before him, its trees green and full of life. The river sparkled in the distance, winding like a silver snake through the land. The sky had never looked so blue, the air so fresh. Yet he had seen none of it. His obsession with the task had made him blind to the beauty around him. "You have learned patience," Ntomarete said gently. "But patience is nothing without awareness." Muthuri's chest tightened. This was the final lesson. Patience was not just waiting. It was trusting, enduring, and living fully in the present, not just for the prize at the end, but for the journey itself. Muthuri smiled, his heart light. He was finally ready. And the Great Antelope knew it too.